everyone. Today in our maths class, let us learn about rounding off. Now, I am going to narrate you a story about rounding off. Once upon a time, there was a huge farmhouse in which there were many hens. One day, while strolling around the farmhouse, the owner of the farmhouse saw a basket full of eggs. He immediately told his helper to count the eggs kept in the basket. As there were so many eggs, helper estimated it around 1000. But when the owner recounted the eggs by himself, it was only 465. The owner became very angry and he shouted at the helper like anything. So, children, if the helper would have estimated the number properly, he would not have got scoldings from his master. So, did you understand how important rounding off is in our daily life? So, let's get started. So, first, let us understand what is rounding off. Rounding off a number means replacing it with a different number that is approximately equal to the original, but has a shorter and simpler representation. The result is less accurate but easier to use and remember. For example, 73 rounded off to nearest 10 will be 70 because 73 is closer to 70 than to 80. Children, let me tell you, rounding is so fun to do. Let me show the rules to you. For the digits 5 to 9, round that number up the line. For the digits 4 or less, round that number down. Did you get? Now let us start with some explanation. Rounding off to the nearest 10, 100 and thousands. When a number is to be rounded off, we see the digit to the right of the place. There are basically two rules for that. Rule 1. If it is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, we round it off to the higher level. Rule 2. If it is 4, 3, 2 or 1, we round it off to the lower level. Let's have a look at some examples. Example number 1. The number is given 76, which we are supposed to round off to the nearest 10. According to the rules, we will look at the digit at the right of tens place because we are going to round off to the nearest 10. 6 is at right of tens place, which is greater than 5. That means it will push the number to the next level of tens. So, 76 will be rounded off to 80. Example number 2. Rounding off 234 to the nearest 100. According to the rules, we will look at the digit at the right of hundreds place because we are going to round off to the nearest 100. 3 is the digit at the right of hundreds place which is less than 5. That means it will push the number to the previous level of hundreds. So, 234 will be rounded off to 200. Example 3. We have to round off 4568 to the nearest thousand. According to the rules, we will look at the digit at the right of the thousands place because we are going to round off to the nearest thousand. 5 is at the right of thousands place. That means it will push the number to the next level of thousand. So, the number will be rounded off to 5000. Let us revise rounding off through number line. First, let us take example of 24. As we know that while rounding off, we see the digit to the right of the place. As in 24, 4 is less than 5. So 24 will be rounded off to 20. But if you are going to round off 27 to the nearest 10, it will be rounded off to 30 because 7 is more than 5. For rounding off to the nearest 100 and 1000, the same rule will be followed. If the digit to the right of the place is 5 or above, round up, and if it is below 5, round down. I hope now all of you have understood the concept of rounding off. So I have prepared some worksheets for you. First number is 43. We will look at the digit right to the tens place because we are going to round off to the nearest 10. The digit right to the tens place is 3. As 3 is less than 5, we will round off to the down level of tens. It means 43 will be rounded off to 40.